Welcome back, my name is Carrie, and today I'm going to tell you how buying a factory-built home in 2022 is going to be different. I recently got an email from a viewer who watched a video I made 10 months ago breaking down the steps to buying a new manufactured home, and she told me where she was stuck in the process and why it was frustrating her. Right now there are some great factory-built options available, however, actually being able to buy one is probably harder than it's ever been. This isn't the first time I've heard of these issues in the current market, and I know if I'm hearing about it even from a few people, it's likely affecting a lot more. Looking back at the video, it's crazy to see how much has changed in the industry in a short amount of time, and I definitely need to revisit a few of the points and update for the current market. Here's the thing, there are some amazing things happening in offsite construction right now, but there are so many people trying to buy that a process that was once very simple has new challenges, leaving buyers wondering what to do next. The good news is there are steps you can take and tricks you can use to make the process easier in the strange time we're living in where it's competitive for buyers. What I'm going to do is quickly review the steps, tell you what's changed, and let you know how you can make yourself stand out as a buyer in this unusual new construction market. I'm not going to spend this entire video recapping the steps to buying a new manufactured home because it's already on here, and I want to spend most of my time talking about what's changed, but here's a quick summary. The step before you even get into the steps is to save for a down payment, so that was referred to as step 0. Step 1 is to talk to a lender to see how much you qualify to borrow to purchase a new manufactured home. Step 2 is to start looking at floor plans to get an idea of what you want to buy. Step 3 is to decide who you want to buy from. Step 4 is to select all of the decors and colors for the house. Finally, step 5 is to sign the contract and pay the down payment. This used to be a very straightforward process, and it still could be if the number of homes being built matched the number of people trying to buy. But unfortunately, until new and existing companies fill the void between supply and demand, there are a few industry changes that need to be noted. In the message I received, the viewer has secured financing and has land to put the home, but said getting to the point of actually ordering the home is feeling nearly impossible. In the message, she referred to part of my original video where I mentioned any factory could build any floor plan. You mentioned in step 3 of your video that any factory can make any floor plan. However, we have not found that to be the case. So far, every time a dealer has contacted the factory on our behalf to see if they can do a floor plan or modification, the answer has been no. This is something that has changed drastically in the last 10 months because of the overwhelming demand and factories trying to increase production. As a dealer, I have done fully custom plans many times over the years from what I consider high output factories, but for now, some are getting away from it and sticking to their stock plans because custom plans take a lot more time from planning to completion. Different factories run different production models, from no customization to fully custom homes, with most companies falling somewhere in between, but I think the majority of builders are going to continue to trend towards less customization until things settle down. Think about how much simpler it is in the boxable factory. Every house coming down the line is a boxable casita, same floor plan with the same colors, and that allows them to be very efficient. High output manufactured and modular home companies aren't going anywhere near that extreme. They'll still have a variety of floor plans, color choices, and options to choose from. However, you might not be able to rearrange the plan willy-nilly like you could 10 months ago. In a sense, they're moving towards the boxable model, but not really because of the amount of floor plans they have available. They still have a lot of choices. Right now, I think the main focus for a lot of companies is finding ways to streamline their process, whatever that is, in order to match the demand for homes that currently exist in the marketplace. So if it seems like the retailer who was willing to customize a floor plan for you last year all of a sudden isn't, it's nothing against you, it's the industry adapting to the current market conditions. Another point causing the viewer grief in her buying process, she describes as a lack of communication. It's hard to get retailers and dealers to get back to us with answers to our questions. Sometimes they seem eager to answer email, and then all of a sudden the person we've been working with just stops responding to questions about modifications or requests to set up an appointment to meet in person. It's hard to decide who to work with if we don't know what the norm is for responsiveness. What should we expect as far as communication? At this stage of the process, the beginning, the retailer should absolutely be willing to answer her questions to earn her business. If not, that's a problem, and I would suggest finding someone else. If she's having the same issues with every single company she emails, there are a few things she can do to stimulate their interest, which seems backwards because she's the customer, but honestly, that's where we are right now. What it seems to me she might be dealing with is salespeople who are very well fed. Right now, think of them as lions, but instead of having to go out and hunt for their food, they're in captivity and they know they're getting a steak at 3 p.m. every day, no matter what. If a steak gets thrown into the pen and lands in a tree and they don't feel like climbing that day, they know another one's coming in 24 hours and maybe they just wait. I already know this is probably going to ruffle a few feathers because the salesperson should be trying to earn the customer's business, not the other way around. But again, it's a very weird time and I'm just calling it as I see it. The reality is, in a lot of areas right now, it's competitive for buyers because factories are at capacity and some have even limited the amount of homes a dealer can buy until they figure out a way to increase production. Having a place to put the home and the money lined up to pay for it is somewhat rare and makes this viewer an ideal customer, so she should be getting their attention. However, up to this point, to my knowledge, she had only been in contact with people over email, which in my opinion is the least urgent form of communication. As a salesperson in this industry, I can tell you there are a surprising amount of tire kickers who email for information because they may want to buy 4 or 5 years down the road. There isn't anything wrong with that, and I'm not saying those people shouldn't get a response, but someone who wants to buy a home this year needs to differentiate themselves from that group. Whenever possible, I think the best way to do that is to visit the office in person and make your intentions very clear. Hi, my name is Carrie. I have land, I have financing, and I would like to be in a new home by the end of this year. Make it known that you're buying a home from someone, and whether or not it's them depends on their actions going forward. I'm going to let you in on a little secret about salespeople. We're competitive. If they know you're buying somewhere this year, I think they'll be more likely to pull up their socks and give you the service you deserve because they don't want to see Randy scratch and sniff from Company X up the street get the sale over them. Every time I'm driving down the road and I pass a manufactured home going the other direction, it's a shot to the heart and I wonder who bought that and why didn't they buy it from me? Use that competitiveness against us. Prefab manufactured modular home builders are adapting to try and meet the current demand for homes. The way things were done even 10 months ago has changed significantly, and I think more changes are likely on the way. I'm getting feedback that there's frustration in the market for buyers, so I'm available for questions if there's anything specific that has you stumped and you want the perspective of someone who's been in the industry for 10 years on the other side of the transaction. If you don't want to comment on the video, the easiest way for me to keep track of messages is direct message on Instagram, and if it's something I think other buyers might be up against, I'll make a video with a solution that I think might be helpful. That's all I've got for today. If you like manufactured home videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel because I've got new ones coming out every single week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.